Sweat Equity Podcast and streaming show, the number one arbitrated business podcast in the world.
Arbitron rated.
Nielsen ratings, number 1, 2. Google, number 1. No,
What?
we're the number one
What?
comedy business
What are you
podcast in
talking
the world.
about? Yes, number one podcast in the world. Next thing.
Comedy business podcast, business comedy podcast, however you want to do it. We made the genre. We're a disruptor in the podcast game. We're 2020's best small, medium enterprise business advisory podcast in the United States. Thanks to Lux Global Excellence Award, proudly hosted by Lux Life Magazine.
Are you gonna barf all over my equipment?
I'm having a stroke.
Dude.
2021's best podcast in streaming entertainment studio, Eastern United States. Media Innovator Awards 2021, hosted by, you guessed it, Corporate Vision Magazine.
Obviously.
You know, that favorite periodical of yours you read growing up. Listen to us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere where podcasts are served.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What?
Well, how have you serve a podcast?
They're served.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
We push it out there. It's served,
Okay.
deployed, published, whatever. Fuck you. This episode is
Brought to you by Anger.
It's brought to you by BetterHelp. No, it's brought to you by Grasshopper. Try grasshopper.com/sweat, like Keith Sweat, like Sweat Equity, like Montez Sweat. Try grasshopper.com/sweat. Get you $75 off an annual plan. What's Grasshopper, you say? It's an app for a second phone line, the entrepreneur's phone line. Make your own vanity number like...
1-800-69-BALLS. And then
yeah,
a couple
that works,
other numbers.
That works. All right.
No, it does work.
Yeah,
Yes.
it does work. You got seven after the 1-800.
Somebody else has it, definitely. But you guys could get something else.
Hey, if they're out of 1-800 numbers, you can do 1-855-420-6969. Yeah,
Right.
There's a myriad of vanity numbers you can do. That you can do local ones, like you're in LA, 310.
Why would
420,
you bring it up if
69?
you don't know the area?
I was trying to think if they had any more 310s because those are the coveted area code numbers over there. Try grasshopper.com/sweat.
What?
$75 off an annual plan. Let's get ready to rumble. Hotty toddy.
About my sweat equity. Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
What about my sweat equity?
You know, you right before we started, you just threw a bomb of like, hey, it looks like a rat's nest of gray hair up on top of your head.
I know. I'm sorry.
Now I have to go
Ah.
look at it. It's bad enough I'm doing keeps and have to do the pictures of your own shit.
I'm doing keeps too.
Yeah,
I
we're
had to
really
send
crushing
in-
it.
Hey, keeps, give us a sponsorship.
Hey, Keeps, is your whole business
In like a
plan
year.
to just make us do this for like 9 months and then we go fuck it?
Right.
By the
Yeah.
way, you can't have the tablet if you drink more than 3 drinks or
Wait.
something like that.
What?
You didn't know that?
Bruh.
We have talked about this on air, and I think you were.
My
fucked up
doctor
that
did not tell me that. I'll tell you that, my friend.
Dr. Patel didn't tell me over whatever.
I have
chat.
Dr. Patel too.
Shocking.
Different guy.
You mean a telemedicine guy, Dr. Patel?
Yeah.
The Smith of the Indian population.
Yes.
It's the thing is like, it's just a bummer to take a picture of the crown of your head,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and just a
Such
bummer.
as that to Photoshop out the tears.
I might as well take a
A lot of work.
soft dick picture,
Right.
and send it.
Go ahead,
to
send us that
everybody.
over too,
Yeah.
because we'll get in that business in a minute.
Here's a bummer dick pic. Here you go.
Right.
Um,
What other services do you offer?
So you had breaking news of two topics to talk about.
Oh, it's
yeah.
breaking news because I had 2 topics because you have so many all the time.
No, I was kidding that they're not breaking news,
Oh,
but you felt
What?
some say you get on the wrong side of the bed in the morning. You can be a grumpster. What happened today? You fell out of the bed.
oh, yeah. Well, I didn't fall out of the bed. I went to get back in the bed and whiffed. You ever do that? Whiff
Mm-mm.
on the bed?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, me neither. I don't even know. I mean, it was dark in the room, and I had one knee on, and then went to put my left arm down, and there was nothing there.
How early was this?
This was early. It was like 5:45 in the morning.
But you wake up at 4.
Yeah, not today. I did not.
Oh.
A little hungover too when it happened.
Oh.
Thought
Whoa.
I separated
Getting
my
off your
shoulder. I was like, oh man. And Jess just thought it was the funniest shit of all time. That was pretty cool.
And Jess is off camera. Al dente tastings.
Yeah, .com.
We've got a giggle crowd off camera. That you don't have to stifle the laughter. We want to hear it. The people listening want to hear it. You know, take some of that tobacco
Yeah.
that I
Yeah,
rolled up in a
Sure.
really tight kind of cigarette. So do you need stem cell on your shoulder?
So
What's
I'm
going
okay,
on?
so we chopped my arm off. I'm good though.
Okay.
No, it was a stupid thing. I don't.
You
There's
can't-
not much of a story to it other than I'm an idiot.
Well, you fall back up, down, and get back up again. There's,
Right.
you know,
Chumbawamba style.
there's
I
failure.
get knocked down, but I get up again.
You gotta. Did you try to play it off like it didn't happen?
No, I made a big deal out of it.
Did
I
you do
was
dad
like,
sympathy?
Ah, did that a bunch of times. Ah, rub it.
Yeah, I gotta.
It was. I didn't really need rubbing it.
Yeah, rub it,
Right.
girl.
Sympathy sex.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if you were trying to pull like. Apparently, all women hate when guys they're either dating or married to get sick and really talk about it a lot.
Oh, well,
Like, I have a cold.
don't be a bitch.
Well, don't be a bitch, but like you can just be sick and you get no sympathy. It's like
Well, if you're a man,
overcorrected.
you don't get any sympathy.
But I mean,
no.
it's
Why would you?
overcorrected. You know, it's like, hey, I slept in because I'm sick, and they're like, fuck you, dude. I get a period every month, and you're
Right.
like, all right,
Did my kids get
Fair.
to sleep in today because you were sick? No,
right.
It doesn't fucking matter.
And then I'd always have that conversation. I didn't say I wasn't going to do shit today. I just
Right.
said I'm going to sleep in like 20
I'm
minutes.
just saying it's gonna suck
Right.
when I do it.
Right. What's it called? Now,
So yeah, I fell
You-
off the bed and then got laughed at
it's good morning.
for a minute.
Well,
It was a good morning.
and then you told me about this guy you're mentoring that you met.
Well, okay, so
By the way, well, hold on. Before you get into that, let's talk about mentors. I think they're like therapists,
sure, yeah,
right? I think people think because they have one, they're good. And they don't really vet out
yes, that's the thing.
a mentor or a therapist
Right.
correctly.
Like for anybody who would want me as their mentor, vet that shit out. Watch the pod
Oh, you
for a
got
minute.
plenty to do.
Sure, yeah. But yeah,
You can do it.
so me and the fam went to Malibu Grand Prix in Tampa, which is they have go karts basically, and we were doing go karts. We
I think
did
that's a
one time.
franchise nationally.
I don't know if it's still viable,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, we did the go karts. We went through one time. We had enough to do it twice. Went through one time, and then as we were about to get out the first time, this kid,
Kid.
he was a young gentleman. I could tell he was way younger than I was. You know, a grown up, but still younger than me.
What are we talking? What do you think?
I don't know, 22 probably, and.
Was he Asian or black and you couldn't tell how old he was?
But what are you asking me?
There's a big range. I mean, there's more.
Are you asking me if he's Asian or black, or are you asking me I couldn't tell how old he was?
kind of both?
He was a black guy,
Okay.
and
Right. So he could be 14. He could be 44. Who
still
knows?
looked 22.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Hey, man, you look like a businessman to me. You know, like, what do you do?" And he started asking things about me, and I was like, "Well, you know, I
Hey,
kind of do a
you.
lot of shit."
Getting in the go kart.
Right.
You look like a business.
You look like a man.
Were you wearing like a 3-piece suit?
It's
Monocle?
It's 2:15 on a Tuesday. You look like a businessman. I was like, "Really?" And mind you, I have a mohawk.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, "Wow."
The
you
mohawk really does say
Right.
like, I mean, you are in a white collar job, you know, during the day right now, but it does scream unemployable a lot of the time.
Well, maybe, yeah, maybe. And seriously, the timing of the day, I was like, yeah, do I look like a businessman?
What time was
Okay.
it? Like 2 on a Wednesday?
It was like 2:00 on a Tuesday or Monday. Jess knows exactly
Yeah.
what day it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, man. You know, I gave him my phone number just to like. I was like, sure. I don't know exactly what I can help you with, but here's my phone number. You know, give me a call. And he did call me. I don't know how long. About a week later, we talked, and
It's a
the
good
kid
follow-up.
he had like right. he did have the certain energy that I was like, okay, cool. You know, you seem like you want to learn and like all these things, and you seem like a hustler and shit. And I was like, well, we do have a podcast, and I straight up cannot pay you any money, and I'm willing to teach you whatever I know that might be able to improve your career and like get a job somewhere else.
Good work not doing the exposure carrot dangle on him.
Right. You want some exposure, man?
Yeah, that's the.
You ever been a producer on a podcast?
Yeah. We'll give you exposure to learn how to do all this grunt work.
Right,
Never
exactly.
pay you and then never have a career path.
How's that?
for it.
Yeah, that's
or
a good
get you an audience.
pragmatic advice situation. Don't take exposure because it's bullshit.
Well, when someone pitches you exposure,
Right.
it's always a bad sign.
Yeah, you can approach them
Yeah.
looking for exposure. Do not take exposure if it's offered to you because they're just trying to fuck you over.
You know, exposure of any kind. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
You know, all I think
Doesn't
about is a guy
matter.
in a trench coat flashing you.
Never good.
Northern exposure, not a great show.
Not a great show.
I kind of liked it actually.
Me too.
All right, keep going.
But yeah, this kid, you know, we had a conversation and I was like, listen, we normally record on Tuesdays. You know, maybe you can come by and learn, you know, just some,
You want
you
my
know,
cigarette?
you can learn some stuff about podcasts and I could use somebody to make the thumbnails every week or whatever. It's like, all right, cool. And
you're very altruistic. I mean, we've brought it up a bunch, but it's worth repeating. I mean, you used to keep like MREs for homeless people in your car,
well, I tried
like
to.
packs. It takes some forethought. It takes some planning.
Yeah.
You know, like you're being prepared to be ready to help people. Like you're probably nicer than you need to be in the situation.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And the kid, you know, I was like, I'm going to hit you up. And frankly, I did not. You know, started a new job, all these things. And,
Yeah, the new job, you got 90 days of just like focus on that.
right. And just learning something.
Right.
I don't know. But he, I think it was on Halloween, sent me a text. All I got was sup, S-U-P,
Well,
no follow-up.
now,
Okay.
Wait.
Sure,
He
that's
did
fine.
follow up once.
He did follow up.
And we have said on the show, a lot of business is like, I would say one of the main tenets of being good in a professional environment is follow up.
Yes.
Right? We've talked about it a lot. Like the best business development guys, follow up. The best like traffic operations people, it's all about follow up, see how the systems are going. You know, like all that shit. Marketing is a fuck ton of follow up, like making sure everything's going.
Yes. It was 12 days after we spoke on the phone that I got this
Well-
suck text.
Well, you can't be too eager, right?
Sure.
It'd be like the swingers voicemails.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me again.
Right. And you know, that's all good. Like I told him I would hit him up and didn't straight up do it. But also like
His name's
he's
Ghost.
the one. There's the other part of it. I was like, what's your name again? It's like I honestly don't even remember what he said first, but it was not Ghost. It was something else, and he was like, Ghost. Like he made it up on the spot almost.
Ghostface Killer Jr.
I was like, you know, man, I'm like, if you're gonna be reaching out and networking and shit, tell people your real name.
Maybe he loves the movie Ghost.
Right.
Swayze, dude.
Swayze fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Whoopi.
Maybe. If
we're
he
playing
said
the- if
that,
we're
I'd be
playing-
like,
if
all
we're
is
playing the
forgiven.
percentages.
All is forgiven.
All right.
You look like a white guy. You look like a Swayze fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole
I just
and-
love pottery, man.
right. Or at least the process.
I love a clay wheel.
But he hit me up today,
Yeah.
and I got
Professional.
sup again, same S-U-P,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, yo, how you been? And he's like, Hood, HBU, which means how about you? And
Did you have to look that up?
No, I know.
Oh, okay. I have to look some of these acronyms
If
up. 'cause
anything,
I'm-
I'd have to look up when somebody says, how you been? And they say Hood. I'm like, oh, that's cool, good, right? That's
Hood?
good.
Yeah.
You can see it right there.
Hood HBU.
Yeah. Like, so that's good. That's
The
a good
typo
thing.
for good. That's
right,
what I
he
was
meant good.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Because that's what autocorrect would do. It would correct good to Hood.
All right. Yeah. That's the reverse autocorrect. Like if I wrote ducking, it would go to fucking on my
Right.
phone.
Exactly.
Right.
So I was like, yo, like, hey, we're going to be podcasting at 2:00 today. And He's like, call me. It was call me. That's it.
Direct.
And then a minute later, now
It's kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie.
was
I'm a
now.
little turned on.
What would you do if somebody
Date
if,
him?
if this guy said, call me
I would just be like,
now?
I'd probably block his number. Or I'd probably do what you're doing, but I probably when I get bored, I probably just hit him up with random shit.
Well, you won't call him right now.
No.
I don't really want to
Yeah,
either.
you don't want to. This feels like a situation where he could find you.
Yeah, well, nah. But the
No,
bottom
we
line
don't.
was
We don't need to poke the bear. I mean, look, what the plan is to send him a clip of this because
I will,
you,
yeah,
you
yeah.
did give him some good advice.
right. Well, I was like, I was like, I can't talk right now. I'm with family and friends out at Armature Works in Tampa,
Yeah.
and I don't really want to be talking about this right now. It doesn't, and
I'm at the whitest
The next-
extra
right.
place I can be.
they won't get it.
Right.
And the next thing is, what type of job it will be, and will I make cash with a K out of it?
Yep.
I was like, first of all, I already told you I ain't gonna fucking.
And
pay
what's
shit.
WAT?
Right, WAT type of job it will be, and will I make cash with a K? Goes out of his way. Spell it cash and carry style.
Right. Ooh, nice. Yeah.
Out of it.
Yeah.
And I responded, "You need a different approach, bro."
You got a bro in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
he
got it at his
wrote, he
level?
wrote WYMU men apostrophe S, and then what you mean
What?
again, and I didn't respond since then because if he's not gonna get it.
So let's dispense the advice, and we can just send him the time code of this episode.
Fantastic.
Which we're what? What's the clock on?
Give me a second.
And
Calculating.
we started a little late.
Calculating.
So I think you started 2 minutes
about
in.
14 minutes.
Yeah.
in.
All right. So you need a different approach, Ghost. Where's my single right there? Yeah, I know the terms. You need a different approach. What would you elaborate to that? I have thoughts.
If you really, the guy wants, he really sold me on his work ethic and how he's down to get up early and he's down to do this and he's down to work, right? Don't say call me and then send a separate text message now.
Right.
Dude, if anything, we would be at least equals, right?
Right.
I'm not going to be taking orders from you.
Right. Well, here, so
Ever.
the thing,
Because
when you told me this
of the
before we got on
scenario.
air, it was my first thought was he sounds like a sales guy. He could be a good sales guy.
maybe.
I'm going to try to put a bright spin on this for the kid,
Right.
or adult, or baby. I don't know. He could be any
Oh,
age.
did I mention it was a 2-year-old baby the whole time?
Wait, what?
It was a 2-year-old
No,
baby. Oh,
no. This is a hamburger helper
Oh,
to the
sorry.
story.
No, it was a person with a brain who could speak. It wasn't a 2-year-old
Oh,
baby.
I was like, the way you said
you
it,
actually
I
think it
imagined a
was a 2-year-old
baby,
baby?
a 2-year-old, in his arm, dude, give me a job.
That's different. I would
You
be
look
like,
like a
here, you
businessman.
have a
He's like,
job.
Hold on, let me organize these carts for the next race.
I mean, yeah. Can you hold this baby real quick?
What part of Malibu? Because there's a batting cage, there's putting, there's.
He was a go-kart guy.
Okay, so I'd say that's got to be
It's
high on the food
physical
chain.
labor. I mean,
It's not the Papa Shot fixer guy.
right.
The
batting cage medic.
Yeah, you don't want the. Oh, that's the worst,
Right.
probably.
A lot of responsibility when you get hit with a ball.
Putt, you get no respect over on the course. It's not like being in the
Ain't no
19th
rules
hole.
on the putt-putt.
Wow.
Malibu, I'm telling you right
There's
now.
plenty of rules. It's just you gonna follow them or not.
Right.
But the first thing when first blush listening to that when you were telling me originally off air was this guy could be a good sales guy, or he has the lack lack of awareness of
Mm.
politeness.
Sure. Or just,
But that can play well in a sales scenario if you're a sales
Yeah.
hunter, right?
right.
He seems like a guy. He could.
No? Okay. Well, see you later.
Right. He could get
Fantastic. On
if
to the
he's-
next address.
if he's so flippant,
Yeah.
making these relationships,
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like he really got to know you. He wasn't like,
He did
What are
not.
you about?
He just saw my driving skills.
and you gave him your
Really,
number.
I do not know. Well, yeah, I was like, okay.
Always give a burner.
This
Have
guy
it
knows
out on
what he's
hand.
talking about.
Google, you got to have a Google Voice. Here's our pragmatic tip for the episode. Have a Google Voice number as a burner phone
Somebody
number.
mistakenly thinks you're a businessman.
Memorize that number.
Me? No.
So when you get in these situations,
Yeah.
because I've tried to do the Google Voice number, I'm like, oh, what is? If you take a beat, they're like, "Are you doing a burner on me? Like, is that your real
That's
number?"
a fake number.
I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got me.
so I just give them a business line.
That's what those calls are.
Yeah, try grasshopper.com/sweat. So the
$75 off.
So the thing is with this guy, all the makeup's right there. Like if you're trying to like a guy, I could see him later down the line. In my head, I imagine a guy that's like, I can sell anything, right?
Yeah.
And maybe we talked to him in 20, 30 years. You know, you guys keep in touch, pen pals kind of thing. Maybe he listens to this podcast episode and gets his
Ghost
shit together.
is a huge fan.
Yeah.
What's your real name, dude? Tell me your real name.
When he
Start
has
with that.
when he has
That's
a
the
kid,
problem.
he can go by Bill Cosby's best movie, Ghost Dad. Thank
That is
you.
a good deep
Okay.
pull.
Yeah,
And
score.
And that's not me. Who pushed that button? And the snoring is not me either. I'm not doing that. But you're right.
Is that The Price is Right losing horn? Because
Um,
I'll drop Leonard Part 6 with a Bill Cosby movie.
What?
The thing
but-
that had me, whenever somebody who's obviously looking for a little bit of a boost or a nudge or something, I'm like, yeah, of course I'll help you. Like, what do you need, dude? But then to like reverse it, you know, and just be like, oh, now I'm going to stand up for myself. It's like,
Well,
no.
it
When you
doesn't-
do that,
It doesn't work on you. But I can see a lot of other people I know just people pleasing that to get whatever
I
to
know,
help,
but
you know.
if anything, the type of person that he needs to talk to get what he's thinking he
Is
needs.
his dad?
Well, that is
What?
fucked up.
What? Dad's bring discipline. That's all I'm saying. What? Look, I don't know what you put.
We'll
in
just
this
start the episode
The
over.
cigarette you made. So go ahead. I cut it.
I don't even fucking remember. You know,
Sell me
I
this
don't know.
pin. He's a sell me this pin guy, right?
Yeah,
You can. Those guys can be molded, right?
right, and that's what I think when somebody approaches me like that. I'm like, okay, you know, the guy's he at least did that much. Going from there, not great execution.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not calculated. It seems impulsive on his part, right?
It's not the time. Like if that's the direction you're going, you kind of got to stay in that direction where you're not then. Okay, now's the time for me to be an alpha man. No, it's like if you come to me, like I'm gonna tell you straight. Like told the kid,
Well,
I'm not paying you any money.
I don't think it's.
I told him multiple times on the phone, and then he texted me, "How much cash I'm gonna make? Cash with a K."
Well, was it the thing with like Always Sunny where they're just like, do it, just do it, like the hard sell, like just keep telling him to like,
Right.
accept this, like
Yes,
do
just
it,
do it, sign
make the
it,
deal,
go,
right?
do it.
And they're like, the whole episode's like, you're not going to pressure me into this, like
yeah,
that.
yeah, and I'm like,
And then, but some people it works on.
right, but the bottom line is the people he needs to talk to are not going to be interested in that dynamic where he's like standing, like they want to have their ass kissed. It's not
Yeah,
for me.
Right.
Right. The person that's going to make his life what he thinks is going to happen, like the person that he's going to run into, they're not going to like this whole like, call me now.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to like that shit. They're going to like you calling them repeatedly and trying to like make an effort and then like maybe learning on your own some stuff and whatever. But like, that's not the time to stand up for yourself and be an alpha male.
Let's make this to an extreme example. Replace you with Elon Musk.
Okay.
Right? And
Look
he,
at you.
there would be a big gap between the two of these people, right? And so,
Me and
like,
Elon?
no,
Big time.
Ghost and Elon, right?
Right.
So that, like, right there, how would he speak to Elon is how he should kind of speak to you,
Yes.
right? In a way, not like wow,
Kind of. I
Tony
feel like
Stark
an
and-
asshole saying that, but a little bit. I mean, use me as a practice guy.
but I mean, yeah, right, but maybe that's what he's doing.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe you're just a throwaway hoe.
Right.
He turned you out.
Right. I'm a
But I mean,
throwaway Richard Gere.
Also, as who I would say my business mentor, I don't quasi mentor for you, Dean Akers, who's come on here. You got to fish in the pond where the targets are at, right?
Right. You got to use the right bait.
Right. And he's trying to talk shit up at Malibu Grand Prix during the day
Right.
while working.
Like
No
that's
less.
A,
So,
yes,
like-
that's a lot of steps that you're going up.
I think of like all my really smart, successful managers and bosses I've had over the time. And even if this guy was eloquent and like cordial, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're still talking.
You're still going to eat some shit.
He's still taking off company time to pursue his own shit.
Yes, that's true too.
Right?
That's a great point.
So if
That's a
you
great
hire
point.
him, he's always going to have a wandering eye.
Right.
You know?
You're talking to that other guy over there. Looks like a businessman. What the fuck?
Well, I mean,
Kinda
look,
crazy
everybody's
guy.
got a side hustle now. I mean, this is kind of a little bit of the reason we have the show is to kind of talk to that crowd that wants to get their own thing going and kind of help that process out. But like, I know a lot of people that do make decisions that can be rainmakers like he's looking for,
Mm-hmm.
but they'd never, because they're all bottom line guys. They'd never, ever hire that guy, even throw away just the fucking vernacular over text.
Right.
They'll never hire him because he's fucking off on the job he's already got.
Right. Yeah, you got to be bulletproof, dude. Like, you have to walk. It's like, you need to get my card, email me, give me your fucking real name for starters, dude.
Well, that's
Like, that's
right,
so,
right.
like, I know your mother did not name you Ghost.
Well, you know, it could
Is
be.
his-
It could be
is-
short
is
for
it
something else. Ghost,
An acronym?
Ghosteel, Ghostet.
Short for
Maybe it's like Haitian or something.
Ghost,
You know,
Ghostnando.
maybe it's Creole. We don't know. Cost. So the other thing is,
I'm going to spend the rest of our time thinking of ghost names.
yeah,
You can say what you want.
Ghostbusters.
Carry on.
Ghostbuster. His last
Short
name's
for
Buster.
Ghostbuster.
Um,
Ghostbusters and then whatever his last name is.
So the thing with him is, all right, I want to spin this in a good direction for him. I don't want to just talk shit about this guy we don't even know in case you actually do send him a text and go, hey, we talked about this for an
I ain't
entire
afraid of no
episode.
ghosts.
You sat on that. You're like, ooh, I got to wait. I need my soundboard. Fuck this. Like,
You don't get
you
shit.
you don't get that. You get all the power of the Price is Right horn.
Some
So
Ray Parker Jr. on this, man.
nice. If we're talking Ghostbusters Afterlife,
Fucked you up with that Ray Parker Jr. head on.
if we're talking, what if his last name is Pepper? Ghost Pepper. All right. So if we're talking about how do we spin this in a way to help this guy out, right? We are not mentors for this guy.
No.
So that's number one. Finding a
Something like that.
mentor.
I don't know. I mean, if he likes this sort of advice.
This will not work. I think
True,
he needs
true.
to find someone else.
Right.
I don't want to be around this guy, honestly.
Yeah, not really.
But I want to give help from afar through this episode.
Yes.
Like an asynchronistic, one way, here you go. Like, here's what I would tell you. Take
Right.
it and run with it.
Yes.
The thing I
Leave
would
it at
say,
that.
the thing I would tell him, knowing what we know and the assumptions we're making, which we're breaking the five, the 5 agreements.
Sure, but I don't. I mean,
Never make assumptions.
It's not. I don't think we're making assumptions. We're basing everything off of my interactions with them, and it's kind of, I wouldn't lead you down the wrong path of judgment.
So,
I'm telling you, it's a weird situation. He could have handled it better.
well, the problem, the 5 agreements I agree with big time, but the one that's tough is you make us try not make assumptions is kind of like don't have bias, right? Kinda
Right.
Take it as is.
That can hurt you in the business world.
In the business world, that's all you need to do is forecast
Leave
and
it
make
to-
assumptions.
yeah,
and
leave
like
it to
data
4
and
agreements.
all this shit.
You can make assumptions.
So what I would say to this kid is back to the therapist mentor thing. Finding someone to help you out, you really need to get like people get a therapist and they go, well, I'm doing the work, but they could just be going into someone who sucks. Like I feel like a lot of therapists. My understanding is a lot of therapists like suck at being a therapist. They
Yes.
get into it because they're cuckoo,
Yes.
and then they're in it so much that they
Right.
go through school. They're like, Yeah, I'm pretty good with this stuff.
Right.
You know, I have a lot of experience with it already.
You wouldn't believe what all my patients are fucked up on.
So I feel like there's like
Not me, though.
almost like a sea of comedians. Like there's a small
I
group
would
that are
bet-
good.
Yeah, I bet it's like 50-50.
Everybody has a sense of humor, so they think they're good at
Yes.
it. Yeah. So
I enjoy humorous comedies.
So I would say really hone in on who a mentor would be for you. Now he's looking for someone resourceful, right? But he's fishing in the wrong pond. He needs to be.
Thank you.
Well, no, he needs to join. You can join a myriad of volunteer groups where you can meet people that are doing things, right?
Right.
You can
Just
volunteer
guessing
yourself.
if the people are businessmen by the way they drive a go-kart, it's not necessarily your best method of judgment.
Did you take out the turn? Did you on the straightaways? Did you go wide and then take it?
I was
cut
like,
it in?
I was like doing deals on my phone as I was driving. It's like, yes, buy, sell.
Your top
buy,
hat
sell.
flew off.
And he was like, "Oh shit, that's a businessman
Oh,
if
fuck,
I've ever
my-
seen one."
My goddamn,
He's driving and making deals at the same time. Holy shit!
my
That's
cummerbund went over my eyes. I can't see. So
Ballroom
you've got
dancing with Tia
bitcoins in your
Carrere.
penny loafers. Oh, boy.
Oh,
Did you say?
yeah.
Fuck. I didn't mean to talk over. But for him, it sounds like he's got a good salesman like psychology.
Right.
He
He's
can
got
be
the
a sit-
foundation.
Look
He's got the foundation, the energy to like, make it happen, but there's a personality side to it where it's like you got to understand like maybe you need to choose your approach differently depending on who you're talking to.
And I'll speak to Ghost.
Dear Ghost.
Dear Ghost. Hey, Ghost. Here's what I'd say. Google how to be a better sales hunter. Look at that first. Then maybe look at things you think you could sell by the knowledge you have. All right? Go-kart salesman. Right?
Mhm.
Uh,
I'm sure he's really good at it.
and he's got a motor. That's kind
There's
of
a thing there. There's a connection there. You could use that as a tagline somehow.
There you go. Right. Like,
Got a motor like my go-karts.
by the way,
Buy
golf
one.
carts selling through the roof right now. I don't know why I know that, but someone was telling me about like golf cart
'Cause you
industry.
can't find a car to buy.
Well, there's that, and also that
Supply
more
chain.
people were kind of at home the last 2 years, so they're in their own neighborhoods a lot.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
cruise
I want to
around.
get a golf cart. Anybody get a golf cart?
Yeah, in
to sell
Florida,
me?
probably the best state for a golf cart.
Oh, totally.
Well, golf courses and just neighborhoods alone,
Yes. I would
Um,
not take mine golfing. It would just be for the neighborhood.
or find something adjacent.
When
to,
I'm feeling hood.
I'm making
HBU.
I'm making an assumption he might know about cars, right? He might know about engines. He might know a little something, right?
Right.
You can't
I
be
was-
around it that much and not know
I
something.
did. I was fishing for that
So
on the initial call, and it wasn't so much that. It was a lot of just, I have the energy to learn, which is, I get that. Like, I'm the same way.
he's got a word I like to use. He's got chutzpah, right?
Law thinks he's Jewish. I was
Um,
telling them how you think you're Jewish earlier.
First off, I'm the most Jewish Gentile. That's how I roll.
Right.
I love my Jews.
Gentile spelled with a J.
I'm pro.
Bobby.
I'm pro Israel. Sorry, it's controversial.
Yeah,
I
me
don't know.
too.
It's
Me
not.
too. I don't want
Is it?
anybody to die. What
Um,
are you talking about?
no, just some people aren't pro Israel, which I find weird. I'm not saying they haven't done
Works.
shit to
I
the
mean,
other
when
side.
the show is almost over and we're getting into fucking Israel,
All right,
we are not going to solve that.
let's end on a mitzvah. Let's end on,
Let's end on a
on a
quinceañera,
cheers,
see?
on a l'chaim. So my thing with him is I would tell him,
What?
watch Wolf of Wall Street if you have to get motivated, because that's a story about a bunch of schlubs.
Yeah, I don't know if
Turn
that's
it-
the best one. You think that's the best choice?
Not the best industry, but the best. I'm talking motivation. Like,
Start him with Pit Huey's Big Adventure.
but he's a sales guy in that.
Mm.
No, I'm just saying you need to see if
Just
you want an
watch it,
example
Ghost.
to get excited. When you're younger, movies mean a lot more as an example, as something to carry you through.
Also, watch Ghost.
Oh yeah. If your
Actually
name's
watch,
Ghost,
because I mean, if you're going
you
to go
should-
around, you have to
right.
get those references, dude.
you
Like,
got to see
if you're gonna
Ghostbusters
be so-
Afterlife. Sorry,
Like, if people are going to be like, "Yo, Swayze, what's up?" Like, you're going to be like, "Oh, what do you mean?"
you
You
better
can't
see.
do that.
You better
gotta
see
know
the
what
all
fuck
chick
it is.
Ghostbusters.
Right, you better watch Ghostbusters.
You got to
1,
sit
2.
through that shit.
The second one, learn who
bad.
Vigo is, you
really
know,
bad.
all that shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you gotta learn it though. Anything Ghost, you better learn it.
I like Ghostbusters 2 more than 1.
Me too.
Yeah. Is that's the marshmallow guy, right?
No, the first one's the Marshmallow guy.
ooze?
The second one is I just said the guy Vigo who comes from the painting and steps
Oh yeah,
through,
the painting guy. Yeah. That's the
Right.
scariest thing at Disney World when you're in the
Yes.
haunted house.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Ghost. In summary, try to get if you have this
Send him
personality.
this whole episode.
And look,
by the way,
if you want to invest in yourself, take the APQ test we took, the Advanced Personality Questionnaire. It's $150, but it's to me the most accurate. You're more of a culture index is the most accurate, but it's kind of different test. But there's a lot of professional tests you can take to kind of figure out where you should be. Then the next step is, how do I get to the place I should be?
right? When you say professional test, I'd say for you, Ghost, take personality. You know, the things that kind of
Start with
point
16
you in the
personalities.
direction. Sure. Anything that not necessarily skills assessment or like anything like that, just personality test, because it seems like you don't know exactly what you want to do, so let a test tell you.
Second thing, don't come find us and murder us because we did this.
Right,
episode.
that too. Also,
Please don't do that.
do not do that.
We both have 2 kids each.
Both of
and,
us have
they need,
2 kids.
we need to be around for that. Third, I would say, find those systems, those businesses. Enterprise is actually really good for giving a professional track, right? Get that like,
Rent a car.
yeah, they're really
Okay, I just
good
didn't- I
for
wasn't
young
sure.
kids. Or
Very bland.
Chick-fil-A, right?
Sure.
Chick-fil-A will really coach you up.
Publix.
Publix is great. Look at these kind of
First
blue
Watch.
chip companies that really care about the employees they have. It's actually part of their branding is that they give a shit
Right.
and they have a professional track. Now, if you want to go the sales route, try to find something that's a little bit commission. If you want to find something that is just not, you're worried about, making whatever, don't do Cutco or any of that shit.
No.
Don't sell
bother.
knives.
Right.
Don't be like every chick in high school or every chick we knew from high school that's doing Rodan and Fields and scamming their friends that
Mhm.
they're not friends with,
Yeah.
really. Don't do one of those
A
things.
lot of pyramid schemes.
Right. Don't do Herbalife.
Herbalife. That's what I couldn't think of.
Yeah, garage inventory, they'll destroy your life.
Yes.
$30,000 of that.
Or but destroy your life.
Yeah. Amway, all these, Mary Kay. I don't think you were going to go that way, Ghost, but, all these bad.
Wait a second. Ghost might kill it drive that pink Cadillac.
Ghost face
That
might kill it.
might- Yes.
I think we have to end on that. If Ghost wants to ask follow-up questions 12 days later,
Leave a review, Ghost.
No,
5 stars. and
Eric.
then
text
don't
Eric.
Text me. Leave it on Apple Podcasts.
No, you can leave it. You can leave the comments on this episode on sweatequitypod.com, and if you
Okay,
do,
I'll get back to you within 12 days.
we will try to help you.
Yes.
We're mentors.
Yeah. How about that? If
We're
you listen
wizards
all the
and
way to the
mentors,
end, if you
you know?
listen all the way to the end, and if you leave it the comment on sweatequitypod.com, and also Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star review. That's
Yeah, do that.
That's you have to do that.
You should do that. Yeah, just
But
anyway.
leave the comment on sweatequitypod.com. We'll definitely
Look,
make you a co-host of the show.
I'll do an episode a month if he just has questions.
Yeah.
It just keeps bringing
No,
it
I'm
in.
fine with it.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
But
I've kind
let's
of
see.
quasi mentored some people. I never would say I'm a full fledged one, but
Right.
it's like I just say here's free advice you didn't ask for.
Well, right. Well, you and I, we also expect a level of energy back, and if it doesn't get returned immediately in the right way, we're out.
There's
we
no
got too much shit going on.
Oh, no compassion. Yeah,
Right. Sorry, but like, if you mean what you're saying, do what you mean.
right. Or maybe find the industry where you can talk like that, where you know how that vernacular works.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
hookup app, Craigslist.
We'll be waiting, Ghost.
All right, Ghost. We love you.
It's on you.
Goodbye.
We love you.
What about my sweat equity? Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
What about my sweat equity?